بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala falah. Hayya ala falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم The first verse I want to recite, I won't recite the whole of Arabic because it's a long verse. It's chapter 24, verse 35. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Allah is the Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. I'll read out the rest of the translation because I'm going to refer to it. The likeness of his light is as a pillar on which is a lamp. The lamp is in a glass. The glass is, as it were, a brightly shining star lit from a blessed olive tree, neither eastern nor western. The oil whereof gives light, though fire touch it not. Light upon light. Allah guides to his light whom he pleases, and Allah sets forth parables for men, and Allah is knower of all things. The next one is chapter 5, verse 44. Again, I'll only recite the first sentence of the Inna anzalna tawbata fiha hudam wa nur. Surely we revealed the Torah having guidance and light. And then chapter 4, verse 174. Ya ayyuhan nasu qad ja'akum burhanun min rabbikum wa anzalna ilaykum nurum mubayyina. And the last one is 16. Chapter 16, verse 36. وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا. Again, this is the beginning of the verse, and it says, and certainly we raised in every nation a messenger. And then there is the messenger, the message that was sent. I have recited these verses because this week was the festival of Diwali, or Deepavali as it's called in Sanskrit, and it is a festival of light and one of the major festivals that is celebrated by Hindus and Jains and Sikhs and some Buddhists, etc. It's 5 days long, and it's celebrated during the Hindu month Kartika, which lies between sort of mid-October and mid-November. And it's one of the most popular festivals of Hinduism. And the mention of it is found in ancient Sanskrit texts. Now, one of its most popular, it symbolizes the victory of light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. Although it is true that what has happened is that in different places it has become associated with different human beings. For example, in large parts of India, it's associated with the Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity. And people say that, well, it is to welcome Lakshmi into our houses that we decorate our houses and so on. In other parts of the world, this festival is associated with other people, Ram and Sita and so on and so forth. But even in Hinduism, remember, the original reason for celebrating Diwali was to mark victory of light over darkness, victory of goodness over evil, victory of knowledge over ignorance. Now, every time there is a non-Islamic festival, whether it's Christmas or whatever it is, we are asked, can we wish the followers of that religion, a happy whatever it is? Can we participate in a non-Islamic festival? And then a hadith is quoted by those people who say no, that the Holy Prophet said that the one who emulates non-believers is one of them. The brief answer from my point of view is that there is nothing wrong in extending feelings of friendship, love, and brotherhood or sisterhood to members of other religions on their festivals. Wishing people a happy Diwali does not mean that you are actually taking part in some un-Islamic ritual, or you're worshipping an idol or whatever. Certainly, participating would involve that, and that wouldn't be approved of in Islam. But which non-Muslim is going to ask you to participate in their religious activities? I mean, a Christian may invite you to their home for a Christmas meal, but they're not going to ask you to go to church with them and take part in the service. And the same applies to Hindus and Sikhs and all other religions. Wishing people happy Diwali, it doesn't mean that you're taking part in something un-Islamic. Surely it is Islamic to wish that everyone is happy and healthy. At the end of every broadcast, I say, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever religion or sect you belong to, may Allah keep all of you safe and sound. So does that mean that I'm taking part in some un-Islamic ritual by saying that all of humanity, whether Buddhists or Hindus or Sikhs or Christians or Jews or whatever else, that Allah protect them? No. It is for me to think well of all humanity. There's a famous line which is asked by a person. There are two people whose various aspects clash, and one asks the other, if you cut us, do we not bleed? Is our blood not red? And that is the point. And if you're going to talk about, if you emulate kuffar, you become one of them, go out into the street in any Muslim majority country, you'll see men wearing trousers. Sorry, some reason we keep on having problems with the video, and so while we tinker with the cameras, you'll have to sort of wait for a few seconds. I think our batteries must have if you bear with us for a few more seconds. So we were talking about adopting the mannerisms of the non-Muslims. And, as I was saying, you go into the street in any Muslim majority country, and what you will find is men wearing trousers, dressed in exactly the same way as you would find people in New York or Washington, D.C. or anywhere else. In many Muslim countries, women will be dressed in exactly the same way as women in London and Paris and Bonn and wherever else. Are they all heretics and kafirs? Most people, whatever religion they belong to, now use knives and forks. Is that heretic? Is that a heresy? And so on. But more interestingly, particularly in the context of India and Diwali and so on, we have Muslims who every year go to mausoleums of saints of days gone by. And they have an urs on which they have qawwalis and all this kind of thing. Where is that in Islam? That's not a part of Islam. Not only that, even if it's not the time of urs, many Muslims go to these graves of great saints of days gone by, and they even prostrate before the grave. And they ask the saint buried there to grant me this and grant me that and so on. I would suggest that if that saint could grant anyone anything, why didn't he grant himself everlasting life? We are told that this saint became ill and he died. Why didn't he grant himself full health? The person who couldn't do these things for himself, we are asking him to do things for us. Now, I would suggest that the same thing has happened with Diwali. It was originally a festival to celebrate coming of light, coming of knowledge, taking people out of ignorance. And then it has become associated with human beings who were probably sent by God to guide people in whatever area they were living in. I mean, the parallel with what Muslims are doing at the graves of these saints is uncanny. But I've recited some verses of the Holy Quran to show that Allah, it says, Allah is the light of heavens and the earth. A likeness of his light is a pillar on which is a lamp. The lamp is in a glass. The glass is, as it were, a brightly shining star, lit from a blessed olive tree, neither eastern nor western. The oil whereof gives light, though fire touches it not. Light upon light. And then it says, Allah guides. What does light do? It guides you. And listen to the words. That it's neither eastern nor western. This light, this guide, doesn't belong to any particular country, any particular place. And again, God's revelation, Torah has light. And the Holy Prophet himself said that angels are light. But the interesting thing is this verse, it's called Ayah Nur, or the verse of the light. And it can be sort of considered in many ways. And scholars, since its revelation, have been considering its meanings. Consider the symbols: the window or the pillar, the lamp, the glass, the star, the tree, the oil. And they've been interpreted in numerous different ways. But you can take the lamp and you can say that represents the guidance from Allah. And its imagery is a reference to the practices of all faiths and all religions and all traditions. It provides a visual image of Allah's relationship to humanity through his guidance. If one has ever experienced Diwali, it is possible that the picture of a shining lamp in one's mind's eye based on this verse would look similar to the festival's celebrations. Allah enjoins Muslims to see God's light in all things, including the possibility of gaining knowledge from other religions. Remember the Holy Prophet saying, even if you have to go to China, go there to gain knowledge. He's saying this to his companions. What are they going to learn in China? The Holy Prophet is in Medina. What are they going to learn in China? Arabic? Hadith? Sunnah? No. They're going to learn about the traditions of the Chinese people, about their religion, about their language, about their sciences. And this is the point about this verse of the Holy Quran. And as I said, Muslims are being enjoined to gain knowledge from all other religions. So Diwali is a time to think about spiritual and theological questions and use Diwali to learn more about Islam and deepen our understanding of other faiths, practices, and their religious imagery. The common symbolism of light is an excellent metaphor for interfaith dialogue and deep philosophical discussion. The Quran tells us virtue and evil are not equal. If you repel evil deeds with virtuous ones, you will certainly find that your enemies will become your friends. By rejecting others and treating them somehow as inferior beings or holding inferior beliefs, we are not going to make them our friends. But while holding on to our beliefs, if we treat them with respect, and Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, and I learned with this, gave a brilliant example of this. A person had just qualified as a medical doctor, and he went to the promised Messiah ﷺ to ask him for guidance about how he should embark upon his career. And the promised Messiah said, when there is someone sitting in front of you, you should never think what that person's religion is, or what their caste is, or what their creed is, or what their sect is. You should be grateful to and thank Allah for putting in your hands a skill which you can use to relieve humanity, a human being, of their pain and difficulty. And that should be our attitude, both with the physical illnesses and spiritual illnesses as well. When we talk to someone, in whatever field we are in, and that includes religion, people generally very aggressively say, and what's your religion? Or what's your sect? Or whatever. But our consideration should be, we are trying to heal someone's spiritual ailments. But we're going to treat them with respect and consideration that they deserve. That is what will bring people to Islam. That was what brought people to Islam at the time of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That despite everything, Muslims still treated others with courtesy and kindness and respect. Barakallahu lana wa lakum fil Qur'anil Azim wa nafa'ana wa iyyakum bil ayati wa zikril hakim. Innahu ta'ala jawadun karimun malikun barraufur rahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma ansur man nasara deen Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ja'alna minhum. Allahumma واخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا منهم. عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya al-salah, hayya al-falah, qad as-salah, qad as-salah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahmanir Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in Ihdinas siratal mustaqim Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim ولا الضالين.
آمين.
أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
آمين.
إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانهر إن شانئك هو الأبتر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله استغفر الله اللهم انت السلام Thank you for joining us for our Friday service and also for your patience while we try to deal with the hiccup. these things are meant to try us, and they frequently do. With a prayer that whoever you are and wherever you may be, whatever your religion, whatever your sect, caste, creed, color, language, nationality, may Allah keep the whole of humanity safe and sound and free from harm. Our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow on a WhatsApp group called Pure Discussions. And we are going to look at whether the Holy Prophet Muhammad, who's addressed as Ummi in the Holy Quran, whether it means that he could not read or write. Until we meet again, I take my leave of you. Assalamu alaikum, Khuda Hafiz, goodbye.